more than $700 million raised, a $9 billion valuation, all built on a promise, a single drop of blood, hundreds of tests, a medical revolution. But behind the sleek design and the charismatic founder, the machine, the very heart of this promise, never worked. Not the way they claimed. In the early 2000s, a young Stanford dropout named Elizabeth Holmes had a vision. She founded Theranos, aiming to disrupt the entire medical diagnostics industry. She cultivated an image, carefully blending the aesthetics of Steve Jobs with the language of medical innovation, quickly becoming a Silicon Valley prophet. The idea was simple, yet revolutionary. Proprietary devices could run a huge range of blood tests from only tiny finger prick samples, an instantly understandable, viral concept. Investors, politicians, and corporate partners, including Walgreens, lined up. They desperately wanted to believe in the fantasy Theranos sold. The company's growth was meteoric, reaching that staggering $9 billion valuation. Secrecy became a brand, fueling the hype, shrouding the reality. But federal prosecutors would later reveal a different truth. Theranos conducted the vast majority of patient tests on modified commercial analyzers made by other companies. While telling the world its own proprietary machines could do it all, the company quietly relied on conventional technology behind a curtain of manufactured innovation. This wasn't just exaggerated marketing, it was an elaborate, years-long fraud. They falsely claimed deployment with the Department of Defense. They fabricated revenue streams. On March 14, 2018, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission charged Elizabeth Holmes and her former president, Ramesh Sunny Balwani, with massive fraud. Holmes settled the SEC case, giving up voting control of Theranos and returning shares. But the legal battle was far from over. The focus shifted to a criminal investigation, scrutinizing the deception of investors and the dangerous implications for patient risk. On January 3, 2022, Elizabeth Holmes was convicted on federal fraud and conspiracy counts tied to investors. The prophet had fallen. In November 2022, Holmes was sentenced to more than 11 years in prison. The arc from genius founder to convicted fraudster was complete. The Theranos story serves as a stark reminder of Silicon Valley's powerful allure, a tech culture that often rewards charisma and storytelling long before concrete evidence. It highlights how a compelling narrative, backed by powerful names, can create a $9 billion company around a machine that fundamentally misrepresented what it could do. The blood test that never worked isn't just about a failed company. It's about a fantasy, eagerly bought by many, that ultimately shattered under the weight of its own deception. And the price of that fantasy? Investor fortunes lost, public trust eroded, and a founder, once hailed as a visionary, now serving time for a lie.